Good afternoon, YouTube. This man, all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube, folks. Can you believe it? Time is flying by. It is already just about another week into November. A couple more weeks. Thanksgiving's coming around the corner, folks. Can you believe it? It's almost all go time. I mean, one of my favorite highlights was that Charlie Brown Thanksgiving Day special. We go, we get the popcorn, when they go to Charlie Brown's grandma's house, and she lives in a condo. But they don't show it anymore on regular television. You gotta get an Apple Plus. Oh, damn, I hate them. So we have here is a lovely lady, and she just competed about a couple weeks ago at the Clash. This year it added women's physique to their lineup. It's mostly bikini from what I know of it, because I don't do a lot of kinds of bikini girls, But and she did pretty good for herself. She got top 5 both in the open and master class, and that's pretty good. This lovely lady, she last competed also at the Arizona Pro, where she made a debut. She turned pro in 2019. We have here the lovely Mrs. Nicolette Burton. And we welcome Madam. We thank you for your time. And we often ask you ladies, what got you started in this sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
I after I had my son, I'm like, man, I really want abs, right? And my dad kind of helped get me into it as well. So got myself a coach, and then here we are a decade later.
Ooh, yeah. You wanted abs. I wish I could have abs. They're under here somewhere, but it's jello. Yeah, I mean, and you had a child. I know a lot of women like yourself, after having a child, your body changes. You want to get in better shape and condition. And this is the thing about bodybuilding. It's really a lifestyle change, about changing habits and thoughts and everything else.
It is absolutely. You go from eating whatever you want to, even in the off season, you're on a super strict diet, and there's no worming around that. You have to stay in that lifestyle in order to be competitive in the sport, or you're not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough because you know what? It's just easy. Like, everybody can't do what you men and women do in this sport. Make those sacrifices, and there's a lot of sacrifices you got to make. I know time, money, everything that's involved in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the work. Being steady, and also the most important part of it, consistency and discipline involved in sport. Here's this my man Russ G. Shout out to Russ G. He says, "What's up from Charleston, South Carolina?" Shout out to Russ. He says, this is from Russ G again. It says, "Okay, I'm back." Shout out to Russ. This is from a man, Balls Deep. He says, "Schmo gang, 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 gang." Thank you guys for coming through. So, what was that like for you? That first time being a competitor, especially when you started competing?
Oh my God, it was the most nerve-wracking thing ever. That first time getting on stage, I mean, hell, you're half naked, right? And you have people critiquing you. I always say, like, when I go back to my first show to where I am now, whoa, it's a whole different girl, a completely different girl. But you kind of grow in the sport as you go, and I think you always have nerves every time you get on stage. It doesn't matter if it's your first competition to your last competition. The nerves are always there. You're just a little bit more conditioned on the movements that you have to go through when you have lots of eyes staring at you.
It can be difficult because you got to think about it. They said again, you're on the stage half naked. You're also, people don't understand, like us guys who follow the sport, who, as we all know, is my man Balls mentioned with the Smoke Gang, with Smokes. We don't see that. We see y'all. You're up there. You're buff. You're shredded. You're glistening. But we don't understand what it took you to get there. Starvation, dehydration.
Mm-hmm.
Working out. Sometimes changing your whole life around to compete. So, what was your first show, and what was that like for you?
I think I didn't really, until I saw the photos, I couldn't believe it was me my first show ever getting on a stage. It was, you feel a little tone deaf, I think. Um, But after that first show, it just lit a fire that you wanted to be better and consistently getting better. And you just have to kind of run with it after that. You never know where you're going to land. You never know where you're going to place, and you never know who's going to show up. You just have to do your best. But that first show was something else. But it did light the fire. It wasn't my best look. I'll tell you that. It wasn't my best look.
I did a little research. As you know, one of my favorite heroes is Batman. And Batman's always been the master of prep. You know, he may not have powers, he may not have this. One thing about Batman, he has determination, but he's always ahead of it. So what I did was when I, did a search on you and I found this. So folks, we're gonna look at this little video for a second. And this is her, just fresh into the competition stage. Or like my man Jerome would say, wet behind the ears and breath smell like Similac. So here she is. This is in 2015. And this was I think was your earliest shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you look so young. Yeah.
I know.
Can you believe 10 years ago? You look like a baby. Here we go, folks.
The Seminole Classic, and I'm here with Nicolette Burton, who won the women's physique. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Have you ever done women's physique before?
I have. I've done it once before.
And you were also in the figure also, correct?
I crossed over into figure just to see how I would do.
So how did you like the posing aspect of women's physique?
I love the posing aspect of women's physique. I think I like it better than figure. It's funner, bigger poses, harder flexing. I'm a big fan.
Now, how many figure shows have you done and how many women's physique shows have you done?
I've done one other women's physique, and that was my first figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you like figure?
I liked it. Yeah. I like physique better, though.
Is it the posing that's
It is. I like the posing and the routine.
Okay. So was this your first victory? How'd you do in the other one?
I got first in the other one. Okay. Yeah.
So what's next for you?
I might go on to Melbourne Beach and see how I do in that show.
When is that one?
That is July 25th, I think.
You going to do any national level shows this year?
If I qualify, we'll see.
Well, best of luck, Nicolette, and congratulations.
Thank you.
For Nicolette Burton and FloridaPhysique.com, this is John Hansen.
Well, congratulations. That was your first time, brand new competitor. Yeah, I know you sound like you're a little nervous because you had the nervous laugh.
Yeah, I hated that figure, man. Getting in those heels, it's like a baby giraffe walking on the stage. You got to think about it. I'm 5'11". Like, I'm a big girl, right? Mm-hmm. And putting those heels on, I was just falling all over the place. Never again. Never.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, you talk about how your dad got you into it, and that's the last thing a dad is to see his little girl up on a stage in clear heels. One of my jobs, I used to work at a strip club, and we see a lot of those. We get used to that. Oh, we get here, my brother, Mr. KL the Wanderer says, "What's going on?" Not much, brother. Welcome and thank you for coming through. And you was in figure, and you started to test your waters in physique. What made you decide to fully invest into WPD?
So I was already invested in that, and everyone was like, "Hey, just try figure and see how you do." But my waist is just too wide for figure. But I did not. It was the heels that was the deal breaker for me. I need to be flat-footed on the stage because I'm steady, and I didn't like the posing. Like, it was okay, but I'm not too much of a girly girl, and I feel like you just have to be very sassy and cutesy in those heels, and it's just not for me. I just look like I'm stomping around the stage like an angry toddler. It's not.
Well, like I said, everybody picks the division that works for them, and sometimes most ladies I've talked to, especially when they either started bikini or started in figure, or some actually jump in physique, or there's not that many women around now who started in women's bodybuilding. That was the division that started it all. Yep. It's about the evolution as you grow as an athlete. Here we got a comment from a man. KL says, you look like a girly girl. he just shit starter. And also he says, could you dunk a basketball at 5'11"? LOL.
Probably not like a player.
Yeah. So you didn't play, or did you play any sports coming up other than you play basketball?
No, I didn't. I played volleyball growing up. And I was a swimmer and a track runner. I was fast as fuck.
Yeah, yeah. I think I see a lot of girls who come from the track world good in bodybuilding. There's a long list because, especially if you're a sprinter, you need that muscles to push. Different if you're a marathoner or you're doing any other sport. So, what was that feeling like? Because you earned your pro card 2019. What was that feeling like when they tell you now you were IFBB pro?
I think I was stunned. Like when I was at nationals and I was on that stage and I went from the outside position, and as soon as I hit my front double by, they moved me into the middle like almost instantly. And I didn't even realize I was standing in the box until I walked off the stage because I was so nervous. It was like the nervous smile on stage, like, oh my God. And everyone's like, look down. And I looked down, I'm like, oh shit, I'm in the middle. But it was a surreal moment for me, right? Because, all those years of all that training and the hard work and getting to that point, and then I had finally done it. So, I mean, it was one of the best moments because, it's like you did it. You went all the way and you did that. And it was
Kind of
good
like,
on stage.
yeah, kind of like that Rocky Balboa feeling when he beats Apollo Creed in the second move. Says, I did it. And it's like I know some ladies who competed for a long time, 10, 20 years, and that opportunity to get that pro card, the work you put in, the time you put in, because being an amateur, there's so many sacrifices. Because there's not, like I said again, I keep saying this, there's not a lot of room for, I would say, success in this thing as a sport. It's money wise, it's more expensive than anything. Because for you ladies, yeah, for you ladies, it costs y'all more compared to the guys. I keep saying this, and I'm gonna point this out. The guys got to wear a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts. That's it. Y'all ladies have to have high heels, your hair done, your makeup done, your posing suits, the cost of the traveling just alone, paying for your coach, everything that's involved in it. And to get there, putting that time into get to that success, to get to the IFBB, there's so few people get that opportunity.
It's true. And it is the most expensive sport. But you've got to, I mean, if you're in it, you're in it. And you make those sacrifices. And, a lot of people like to party and try to be a bodybuilder. It doesn't really work that way. So, yeah, the money piece of it is you save through the year to be able to do the couple shows that you need to do. Because on top of the traveling and the expenses, you also have to pay for your coach to go with you. So you're paying for his time, you're paying for his airline ticket, hotel room, all of it.
I had a friend of mine. We were talking about this. She did a show a while back. She went to Romania for the Masters of Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cost, I think, was nearly about $27,000 because they're going to Romania. The cost of the plane ticket, and it was her coach, and her husband. But then they got to Romania because the American dollar is a lot higher than in that country than any place else. So it was all right then. But like I said again, the travel and all that, invest into it. We have here. This is from my man Lawrence Perkins. Shout out to Lawrence. Says good afternoon, Nicolette, George, everyone on the chat. Good afternoon, brother. Also, my man KL has questions. How long do you see yourself competing? So, what do you think is the shelf life for you in the sport?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go until I'm done, and I'm not done yet. So, I mean, there's women that compete high into their 50s and 60s. So, I don't think you can ever put a shelf life on yourself because age is just a number.
Yeah, because this is what it's about. Why I talk with some of you ladies? It's not about, as you just said again, you were in track and field. It's not about a race. It's about a marathon. You
Mm-hmm.
want to able to last as long as you can. Because sometimes some people, they do things, especially younger competitors, younger people, they like to do things quick, fast, in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing doesn't work because you do that, you miss out some steps. Then you might just burn yourself out a lot quicker. I mean, it's tough. Like I said, your training work. Like when you're training, what's the thing that you feel like you need to work on the most? Especially as you know, the judges give you feedback from the
Yep.
shows. What thing you feel like? Because Sandy was at the judge at the Kalash. I know some ladies talked to her, and she's a pretty good lady when it comes to that.
So my feedback was I'm wide enough in the back because I have a really big structure just because of my height and stature, like in general. But I need some more growth on the legs, and I need some more density and thicker muscle bellies in the back. And she said to come in just a little bit tighter.
Yeah, that's a good critique. She is a top shelf competitor, not top shelf judge in the sport. You have here from a man, KL says it's about a choice. So the sacrifices you go through comes with it. You can accept it or not. That's true. Some people accept it, but sometimes it's so much too. Because like I said, you have a son. How old is your boy?
He's 20.
20. He's about to be a man now. He's still living with you?
Oh yeah, he goes to college.
I was living for my mom for a long time. A boy's best friend is his mother. You know that, and it's you were raising a child, compete because you earned your pro card in 2019. Why it took you so long? Because some people might take 2-3 years before they make their debut. You pretty much near yeah.
Yeah, so I needed to take a break, and I knew that I needed that, but I focused on my career a little bit more and what I do in my everyday life. I wasn't going to sacrifice that. So I built that, and then I went back to competing.
And what do you do? Because if people don't know, because I know, but for those people who don't know about you, what do you do for a living?
So I'm a nurse, but I'm a pediatric hospice nurse. So I manage a team of nurses, and we take care of little kids in their last days.
It's just sad. I mean, babies. It breaks. Yeah. Because my mother, she was. Yeah, my mother was in hospice for a bit, but she usually recovered pretty good. And that's tough work. I don't know. It's like seeing that. I don't know if I could take it. I know you, especially you being a mom and watching. I don't know if I could.
I think that, so I've been that mom though, because my kid was super sick when he was little. And he had a ton of brain surgeries, like an obscene amount. So I was that mom that relied on other people for support, and I had certain nurses that I trusted. So when I had the opportunity to do pediatric palliative care, I jumped at it. And I knew that's what I wanted, and I'm good at it. But it's all about advocating for the child and their family. But it is like that. Bodybuilding is my passion, but palliative care is the other side of a really large passion. So I have the two, and I'm 24/7 at work. So like, I'm always on call. I get a call in the middle of the night. I have to get up. I have to go. But I can also take all of that stress and kind of dump it into the gym. So they work with each other really, really well.
That's good. That's good that it really helps that you have the passion with bodybuilding helps with the stuff you got to do day to day with your job. It's kind of offsets that, seeing what you got to see and what you got to go through. I mean, like I said, as a nurse, I want to say thank you for your service. I know there's plenty of parents that really appreciate that from you, standing by with their child holding their hands, like I said, again, it's to me, like I said, I grew up in a big family, 3 brothers and sisters, there's 6 of us, nieces and nephews, great nieces and nephews. I mean, it's just something about children. I don't have any of my own, but I pretty much help raise some of my nieces and nephews. We got a compliment from a man, KL. He likes to say this. He says, she looks 20 something. Yeah. You take it. Yeah, she is. She does. That's one thing. A lot of these ladies I've talked to, you don't, you look at them and say, wow, she looks so young. Then they tell you how you old. You say, what? Because it's such a lifestyle to bodybuilding. Even though the sport is extreme, there's so much health benefits that come with it. Like what's your regimen like, especially when you're working out and you're training?
So like on a daily basis. So I'll wake up 5 a.m. I do cardio, core, some little plyometrics in the gym. And then I come back home, get ready, go to work. And I work until about 5:30. Come home, get ready for the gym again so I can actually lift. I do a little bit more cardio, and I usually lift with my kid. Come home, eat, go to bed, repeat. And that's my life.
That's
Not
pretty
bad.
much that's pretty much a bodybuilder's life. What's the thing you feel like you're thinking you're working on things? What's your physically your best strength and your weaknesses you feel like you're working on the most now?
So I think my best strength is my leg conditioning. It's always been my strength. My legs are smaller on a pro stage. On an amateur stage, they were the biggest. On a pro stage, they're not too small, but they get super defined and really deep lines. I think that my backs come up a lot, but the weaknesses are glutes that I need to bring up, and shoulders, and the thickness in the back. That's like where like the biggest amount of time is going to be spent in the off season, and it's not going to be a real long off season, honestly, because we're going to be right back at it at the beginning of the year, because I intend to do the Louisiana Pro.
Louisiana Pro.
Mm-hmm.
You sure? You talking about the Ultimate Classic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think that's in Shreveport. Yeah, it's Louisiana. Yeah, okay, yeah. You know, that's because last year there was St. Louis Pro, but they dropped it for the lineup. Not gonna carry women's physique. There's quite a few shows. You're in, like I said, you're in Florida. There's a lot of shows around. You have Tampa. You have the Clash. There's Atlantic Coast.
Well, Clash 1 year from when I was.
Yeah,
It won't have Physique again next year.
Not have it next year.
No.
Whoa. So that's surprising. Yeah.
Or, I heard it was just a one-time thing.
What was the point to even have? It's going to be a one-time thing. That was just a waste. That really. I think that really takes somebody's team and say, "Hey, that's what I can do next year," and then, "Hey, we don't have next year." Oh God, what the hell? You just you got my hopes up, And then you have something like this is and people. You know me now. I have an issue with somebody. I respect her as a competitor. I follow her. But I have an issue when you have one of the top level competitors compete in a show like that, who's already qualified. I know you competitors usually it's about competition here, but I don't know. And some ladies talk to me behind the scenes say, "Hey man, this is just not fair. It's just not. It's like the chips against us." And now you're not gonna have it back next year. So what's the point? So folks.
Yeah, a lot of the girls were upset. So fun fact, Natalia is actually the one that turned me pro.
Oh.
Yeah. And as an athlete, being backstage with Natalia, super cool. But she is very supportive of the girls backstage. So it's different to see her in that type of light when you're competing against her. Because she's so kind, right? I know a lot of the girls were like, yeah, we're all toast. Like, we all knew that. It was what it was. But, as a pro athlete, right, you compete and you collect checks, right? And sometimes that's how a lot of the bodybuilders make money. And she's just doing her thing, man. You can't even fault her for it. Her physique is insane.
Well, I have different opinions. Some people say you fought her for, hey, you all get your spot. Well, we want to get our spot. So we have a comment here this is from I'm just gonna say the rest of his name. It says this is from the now NFL Draft Vegas. Shout out to him. He says, "Nice interview, George. Nicolette, you are an awesome and beautiful FBB. Thank you, brother." Also, this is from my man K. Ellis. Says, "Do you have stressful moments, and if so, what do you do to elevate it?" So, what, like, being, like I said, you have your job, you have responsibilities. Do you find things trying to soothe your issues with stress?
I mean, I throw it in the gym. If I'm having a really tough day, like, you get so many endorphins going when you go to the gym, whether it's just like a little bit of cardio or a small lift, or I'm at home with my kid. He's my best friend. So if it's a movie night or something stupid, like we order pizza, and yeah, I do that. If I'm in an off season and I'm able to have those days with my kid, I'm gonna do it 100%. My time with him is super important. So, that's a de-stressor for sure.
That's good. It's good that I remember spending time with my mom. Sometimes off work. I had a job where I was off on Fridays. I would work 10 days a week. 10 hours a week, doing the 10 hours a week, 4 days, and then we're off on Friday. Me and her go to yard sales and do this and that. Like I said, we enjoyed ourselves. And I know him be 20 and his mom is a hot chick with buff hot chick, I know he'd be saying, "Hey, dude, we saw your mom on stage, and hey, mom, I had to fight for your love again. I don't know why. Why these guys be saying like, dude, we just went to see your mom. She looks so hot. Say, hey, that's my mom, man. But
It's fun of more than anything else.
yeah.
Dude, your mom's too big. And he's like, yeah, fuck off, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah. Fuck y'all, motherfucker. Kiss my ass. Y'all can, yeah. But then you have the other guys, the flip guys say, hey, what's your son's name?
Chase.
Chase. Hey, Chase. Is your mom home? So I just like, say, hi, Miss Burton. I mean, hey, I'm a guy. We have different personalities. Folks, what we're gonna do while we have Nicolette here, we're gonna jump into social media for a moment and check some stuff. You all follow Nicolette. Her social media links are in the description of this live stream. Support these ladies in the sport and follow these ladies. Show interest in them. They do need that because this is a tough sport. But remember, it's no offense to you, Nicolette. I said this because as a warning, because there's guys out there who's weird, and by now you should know this.
Oh,
Guys, no D pics. Stop it. She got a kid. I don't want to hear no story about her son beat somebody in the streets over his mama. Hey, I understand. I'll do it with mine. I would do it. But hey, guys, be respectful. Be nice.
Oh, they'll do it one time and won't do it again, George. Because
Yeah.
I will post it with a clown head over it.
I actually remember this. This is a true story. Me and this lady, one time we were doing an interview. We were doing a live stream together. And this lady I know, her husband is an IFBB pro in 212. And he told me one time some guy was sending him D pics, and what it is send his back. So yeah, hey, you got to do something. So folks, we're gonna jump in here. And here I was looking at this one picture I saw. That's my girlfriend you're with. That's my girlfriend.
Oh, I love me some Andrea, man. Let me
She's
tell you.
my girlfriend.
And she is so sweet and such a humble person. You gotta love her. You can't not.
I do. I do. I do. I mean, I hear so much about her. People know her, compete with. She's just so down to earth. I mean, that's why she's my girlfriend.
She used to be I think it was a CNA and an EMT. She worked in the hospital.
Uh-huh. And here's some nice pictures here, a little video here. And this is a client or a friend here?
He's my best friend, but he's also my client.
Uh-huh. And what's his name? What he's competing in?
His name's Zach, and he competes in men's physique.
Uh-huh. So men's
and
physique.
He's also coach.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, men's physique, which is men's figure. And here you are with some other. These are some because you are a coach also. These are some clients too.
Yes, and those are a couple. They just wanted to get in shape, and they did really well. He lost a whole lot of weight. That's Jeremy and Rachel.
Uh-huh. And how long you been a coach now?
I've been coaching for about 4 years, 5 years.
Mm-hmm. And and that's a lot to be a coach because you're coaching other people, and who's your coach? Who you working with?
Oh, Unmatched Nutrition, Clay Parker. He's the best. Period. He's like family. That man even does doctor's appointments with me when I go to get my lab work and stuff done because I have a thyroid disorder. So he's all about my health.
That's good. And who's this little buddy here?
Oh, that's Lana. And we have a new baby in here too, and her name's Layla.
That's nice about it. We grew up with dogs when we were kids too. And this is your boy right here, right?
Yeah, that's Chase, and that's his dad.
Uh-huh. Y'all look really young. When did you have this boy?
Oh, God, I had him at 22. I was 22 when I had him.
Yeah.
And that was last year, his birthday.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like I said, you look a lot younger than, a lot of people thinking he's 20 years, and that means you were 22. So wow. Well, my mother, I remember when my older sister, she was 16. My mom was 16 when she had my older sister, and she was like 37 when she had me and my younger brother. My sister said that she was too young when she had her and too old when she had us. But yeah, being a competitor and raising a young man and doing what you do you feel like sometimes there's a lot of difficulties to being both a mom and a competitor?
No, not really, because he's involved in it all. He goes to the gym with me. he's lost, like 50 pounds because, he was so sick for a while. He gained a lot of weight. So he does everything with me. He even eats the same way I eat.
Yeah, surprised me.
Ask him to. Like, if you want the crap food, have it. I'm not going to force you to diet ever.
Yeah, because that's one thing about a diet. Because especially when you're raising kids, not they're gonna always gonna eat what mommy eat. They're not gonna always eat the dried chicken and the broccoli and the this and that. You like chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese, but it's good that y'all two have this close relationship. Here's the video I saw. I'm gonna share with y'all because this really touches me. Because this is why I really reach out to people like this and get thoughts. So here's a video.
Over at Crazy Muscle. I'm here with my friend Nikki, and we want to talk to you guys about a charity that we're going to be doing soon. She has all the details. I'm going to let her explain it.
So I work for hospice. I'm specifically the pediatric manager for a hospice here in Orlando. And there is a charity. It's called the Place of Possibility. What they do is they raise money, and it basically funds kids who are in their last days of life. So like mom and dad, they're not financially stable, you're able to pay them to be at home with their child instead of going to work in those last days of life.
Yeah. It's something people don't want to think about, but it's a real reality for thousands of people just in our community alone. So
yeah, we have
a
large base here in Orlando. There's a lot of kids that are sick.
Yeah.
This charity was actually
created by Zachary, right?
It was created by Zachary. Zachary was a patient. He had a very bad brain tumor, and his father is a doctor, Michael Dillahay, and his mother, Sydney. And he said to his mom, in those weeks before he passed, like, what do people do when they don't have money? People who are not as fortunate as we are. And so he came up with the Place of Possibility, and his mom and dad have kept it going. It's done pretty well, but they do a ton
it's amazing.
For my hospice kids. So we're trying to put back into them what they've given to us, because they've done a lot for our kids in the last year.
Yeah, and you work directly with them, so
Yes.
You're seeing where the money goes, what's going to be done with it, that kind of thing. So it's one of those charities where like you actually get to see what the money's doing. You're literally living that. That's what you rely on almost for a lot of these people too, I bet.
Yeah, we find resources, but the Place of Possibility is our largest resource that we go to get help with a family. And it could be last days of life that we're giving money for. It could be they can't pay their light bill, they can't pay their rent, or they're having a problem even with a cremation.
Right.
As you know, even to have a funeral,
it's expensive.
Yeah. It's thousands of dollars. So people, usually opt to have cremations done, but that can still run you around $1,000 to $2,000, and some of these families just don't have that.
Yeah, and that's the last thing that you want to think about after losing a child. So.
You don't even want to think about that stress leading up into it. Just knowing, oh God, what am I going to do?
Yeah. So having the Place of Possibility and all these other resources are really important.
Super important.
Yeah. So it's cool that you're trying to get back to it now. So what are you going to do?
So we're going to do kind of like gym fundraisers where we have a QR code. You can donate $2, $5, $10, whatever it is that you want to donate into the Place of Possibility. It goes straight to them. It doesn't come to me. And then we're also going to do a kickball tournament.
Kickball.
That'll be on December 10th at Candyland Park in Longwood. Yeah. And we're just going to get a lot of people together. They can use the QR code. I'd say like $5. Come play kickball. And we'll just team everyone off like we're in middle school.
Yeah, have a good time. No, I think that's great. I'm excited. When you came to me with this, I was like, wow, because it's hard to find charities that you actually want to donate to because you don't know what's happening. So I think it's really cool that this is one that actively helps my community around me. So that matters a lot. Plus the fact that it's easy to do so. Like we can use the link, and then the kickball. Like we just $5 to go play kickball. So I want all of my friends, December 10th, you guys got to show up and play some kickball. We don't ever get this opportunity. Crazy muscle kickball, that's badass. And it's going to be for a really good cause. One of the best causes you could probably support, this year. I mean, I've never really had disability, so I'm excited to be able to be a part of it. I'm definitely going to keep this going. I think we should keep this going, Crazy Muscle Kickball. So
every year.
Yeah. Do you always do kickball? Is that a thing?
No, so the Place of Possibility on, I believe it's December 2nd, they're having, it's called Bow Ties and Butterflies.
Yeah.
And it's a gala. And basically you go in and it's a silent auction. And it's like a casino night. And they feed you dinner, you pay for your ticket. I'm doing that this weekend. But they also have cornhole, they go to Top Golf. Like, they do things to put money back into their fund to be able to help kids. And I mean, like right now we have 2 needy families, and the place of possibility is buying Christmas presents for the entire family, mom, dad, you know, if our patient, the kids that might be in the home that are the siblings, because you know, you don't know what their Christmas is going to be like. They already have a lot of expenses that they're putting out on their kids, and we do something called,
I really appreciate what you're doing, because this is something that's touching. Is it still going on for this year too?
Yeah, we're going to be working on that soon. So Bow Ties and Butterflies was actually last night. And I know that we're going to be doing kickball again at the beginning of the year.
That's good. I mean, anything can help. Anybody, like I say, if you follow this, you can go to the link, find the link, send a donation. It's not much than, like you said, $2 or $3. I know holidays coming up. You know, y'all want to get ready to get something for your kids, but do this little favor for somebody else. Now, you competed. You made your pro debut at the Arizona. What was that like? You know, being the Arizona pro.
Honestly, it was a good experience because you're on a stage with women that are just insane, right? I mean, it wasn't my best placing ever, but I wasn't upset with it. I felt like I looked the best I had ever looked, and I knew that going into Clash, I was going to look even better, and I did. So, you know, I was happy with it. It was nice to kind of be out of my hometown too, because when I'm in my hometown and I'm competing, man, I hear everyone yelling my name, and it hits your nerves in a different kind of way when you're on the stage. Like, damn.
Yeah, because I interviewed just a little bit after that Chelsea Rogers. She made her physique debut at that show, and you know she was figure, and this year she switched over to physique. Here's some pictures here, and this is one. I mean, you know, I have a crime, Nicolette. I am a schmo, and I find you ladies so very intoxicating. I can't, you know. And also, here she is at the Clash. There's a picture here, and you look really good. And you said the critique was that you need to make some, you know, a little bit fullness of your back, work on your legs. But you know, like I said, from a standpoint, you look really impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel better at Clash, but you know, you can only get better and better and better.
Yeah, and there's your boy standing beside his mom. I don't know if it comes with standing with my mom with her boobs out, you know, and half naked and oiled up.
He's
like I said,
age, like he was not. He went out in the crowd when I went to compete, and when I was getting on the stage, he high-fived me. And then he went and sat down. As soon as I was done, that kid was up off his ass and right in the backstage again. And he just walked back like, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture of him, and I posted, if you follow me, a picture. He's like, yeah, sitting off like other side from Diana Schneid. You know, when she's like,
yeah,
he's like, he had a smile on his face.
I know, and he had just taken a picture with Rachel Daniels too. So he was like,
the real Lois Lane, yeah. Yeah, that's great. We have here comments from here. This is from my man, Kia says, Chase get a girlfriend to buddy respectfully. And also he says, damn, you don't go on dates sometimes. I'm just asking, are you single? Oh man, hey, I'm telling you, Nicolette, I do. This is true. When I get guys on here, I get a new girl like you. They like the episode of a Chappelle show, saying, when Charlie Murphy met Prince, and then Prince was hanging with a guy from Shalimar, and he thought Nikki Free thought it was a chick, but actually he's a dude, and said, Prince got, Shalimar got a new girl, she finds a motherfucker. That's how they're acting right now. Said George got a new girl, she finds a motherfucker. They get excited. So yeah, I mean, it's tough to do this sport, especially for a woman. As you know, bodybuilding, especially the divisions have evolved. I remember when women bodybuilding started out, it was almost like more pageantry. But over the years, it has evolved. If you look at the women's bodybuilding division has grown and changed. If you look at physique has grown and changed. even figure is going to change. Where divisions are getting like one point women's bodybuilding was pushed out of shows like the All in the Olympia, and now even physique's getting a kind of stink eye. Do you see that there is no set criteria like you're supposed to for the divisions? Where you can separate where it's like difference between physique and women's bodybuilding and the other divisions.
I mean, when you I put physique girls next to female bodybuilders, right? Like the women's bodybuilding, they're significantly bigger than us. But the criteria changes so much, even with every judging panel, I feel like sometimes. Some judges are looking for big and full, and other judges are looking for grainy and shredded. And it just depends on who you get in front of, how you place, honestly. It's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Did you watch the Olympia, and what did you thought of? Because the tie inspire you. What you thought of the placings in both divisions, in your opinion?
I love Andrea. I think she's just so big. She's hard to. She's going to be hard to beat. Angela Yao, she looks so good, and she gets so dry. But Andrea's just, I mean, she's big, and she's pretty. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to compete with someone who's got her leg size. Her legs are just freaking huge, and she's tall too. Like, she's not too short of a little girl. So, and with women's physique, I don't know. Like Sarah, man, Sarah's legs they're so good. I thought Natalia's back was a little bit more dense. And it was close. I think it's close every year with both of those girls. I really like Sarah, but Nat fights hard for that top spot. It'll be interesting to see 2025 what the two of them do.
Yeah.
Because Sarah's feedback was to work on her back, but it's like, damn, how do you even get any better than what she is right now? Natalia's legs were smaller than Sarah's, and Sarah's just, I mean, she's well-rounded.
Yeah, this year's crazy. I mean, I think the division kind of changed when she became the champion. Because if you go back to Judah McCartney and you go back to Shanique Grant, they had them. I think the more softer for them because the judges want to see.
Yeah, no, 100%. Go back to Dana Lynn Bailey.
Yeah, that's the one. I think everybody says that's the one they set their standards to. But it's evolving every year.
They get bigger and they get harder every year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
what it is,
Yeah. Just had the Remaining Muscle Fest. Just finished that up this afternoon. Anastasia Kobaleva, she just won the Women's Bodybuilding Championship. That show, huge. You ever seen her?
Mm-mm.
I'll send you later. I seen you a picture of her, and you were, she's huge, big, huge. And Carolina Dos Santos, she won women's physique. An impressive lady. I mean, great physique, beautiful lines, very appealing. Here we have a comment here from a man, Money J. Shout out to Money J. He says, Andrea Shaw gets around almost everyone in the bodybuilding industry know her. Yes, I know. This is what I want to pull out. I love pulling this out because when I do this content and I talk about you ladies, I appreciate getting these friendships over time. A friend of mine was at the Olympia back in 2023. She got me this magazine. And one thing she did is just what makes it so special. What makes it so special.
Got signed.
Yeah, she signed it for me. And Andre says, George, you are the best. You support means the world to me. And thank you so much. Sending you love. I love her. I love her. I need to put this in a glass, but I love it, hug it, and call it George. So I enjoy what I ladies I've become friends with. I enjoy getting education and learning stuff about you ladies. Here my man picking on me. He's a hater. He says, George, behave, George. I can't help myself. Shout out to my brother here. Exit Gucci 23. Shout out to my brother coming through. Says happy Sunday, George, Nicolette, and chat. Appreciate you, that brother. Also, my man says, how long you been competing so far? Well, she's since pretty much 10 years. So
10 years.
10 years. And this is one of my brothers saying like, oh, George, his magazine, he's always like to flaunt it in time. Yes, because you know what? Like my other guy says, if you're good at something, never do it for free. And that was my payment, my friend. So, as you are planning on competing, do you have a show you're focused on? Because are you just done for this year, or are you just going to focus on next year?
I'm focusing on next year. I have projects at work that I have to focus on because we do Christmas for all of our kids. So we outreach in the community and find people to buy gifts for like the entire family. And that is going to take up so much of my time. There's no way I'm going to be able to focus on competing because that's important to me. So once I get through that, then we'll be right back in prep.
That's good. Just focus on, because after your last show, and I often ask you ladies this: what was that thing, Nicolette, that called you? That thing that you desire most? That thing that titillates your sense of taste? Share with us. Share us your desire.
Food after the show? Oh, I ate a cupcake. I didn't eat it. Like when you've been dieting and not on a lot of food for such a long time, it makes you sick. So in Arizona, fun fact, I went nuts on the M&Ms, and let me tell you that I threw up for 2 hours after that. I like could not handle the food. I didn't even really like the next day. I was like, oh no, I just want chicken and rice. I'm good. Because my stomach just couldn't tolerate it. So this time, post-show, I ate a salad.
That's the thing. Food is both a weapon and a tool for a bodybuilder. Because you know what? It's not like you deny yourself that. Because I know your coach got you on like a refeed or there's something they call a cheat meal every now and then. Because sometimes it's just food is the purpose. It helps you grow. And it's about the right foods you take. What's the favorite thing that you like the most? If you wasn't like when we get a chance to do a cheat meal, I know you sell like pizzas. What's your favorite other food?
It's either a burrito or pizza. Always. I think everyone's like they want to go to this restaurant or that restaurant. No, I want a good pizzeria or I want Chipotle. Like I don't get that on a regular basis. So I want something that's like filling that I can sit in front of the TV with.
Yes, nice. You want something nice and simple. Everybody has a different tastes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you know, one thing is to say again, the expense of being a bodybuilder, especially for a woman. I know that sponsorship does help. So, are you sponsored? Everything's on your shoulders.
Everything's on me.
Yeah.
Listen, if I don't believe in a product, I don't want to be sponsored by them because I don't got to lie to people on my social media and tell them that this product is great. And, I use like different products for different things. So like, how am I going to say, yeah, I use their amino acids when it actually tastes like shit? So, I mean, let's be real. So, I've never really attempted to get sponsored or anything like that. I focus on me and take the supplements that coach says to take. And it's usually NutriBio. That's a lot of what I use.
That's good, because I think the thing is that sponsorship does help you for a lot of you ladies because instead again the cost of your expenses of travel, going to the shows, getting motels, getting the plane, the food, your coach, and I think there's some companies. I would say this, especially with your story, doing what you do, helping out these children. I would be happy to be a person to sponsor you because just because of what you're doing, and even sponsor you and also sponsor your charity. That's what something I would love to do. If I had the means of way, I would love to do that. But the thing sometimes, Nicolette, you get these guys, they say, hey, Nicolette, I saw you the last time at your show, you kind of, no, stop that. You sick freak. This is a nurse. This says, Miss Burton, we respect what you're doing. You're doing good work. You are there for the families, the children, and your services is complimentary. We have a product I think you will like. And if you're genuinely interested in it, we like to sponsor your next show. This is the plan we want. We want nothing more from you to see you grow as an athlete. But like I said, ma'am, just let us know if you feel comfortable with it, if you like it, if it's something that you can use in your process, we'll set everything up. We take care of you. We want to see you grow as an athlete. Just let us know what you want from us, for you.
That's not a lot of what people do, though.
I know, but you know what? That's the thing. I wish more people do that, because, like I said, you women, you have to go deal with society's prejudice against women with muscles, because people don't feel like this is the love they like here. And I mean, and some people would say like, she's trying to be a man. Yeah, yeah. No, this is a lovely, yeah. And this is what it is. You are an athlete. You are someone's mother. You take care of children. You are there for parents. You are someone who just needs to be uplifted. I know, like I said, I respect Natalia to a limit, but still, someone like you, really deserve the recognition you put into this life. And this sport, bodybuilding, is still a fringe sport. I remember back in the day, you used to catch it on television. You don't catch it anymore. You can catch cornhole, gambling, poker. You think about bodybuilding, you think about two people, Luke Ferrigno and Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Incredible Hulk and Terminator. But women like yourself and Andrea and Natalia and so many other ladies who compete in the sport, the men and women who sacrifice their time, their life to do what you do, to chase that dream, to go to the Olympia, to do this, to find yourself, because you got to do a sport for the love of it. Because like I said, there's no real money in it. After if you win the prize money, what's that? Like if you're lucky, $2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah.
Then after that, that's already, you just barely breaking even. That's why some women, to offset that cost, as I call them, they would do photo sessions, or, no offense, but that's what they are, the Beat the Meat websites, because we know, as guys, we know what we got on there for.
There's a lot of to it.
Yeah. But the thing is, if this was more of a sport where which there was benefits, where there was more a payout for y'all competitors, just like any mainstream sport, I think bodybuilding deserves that, right? But like I said, it's such a small sport. It's such a fringe sport.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I have just a small group of girls that are able to make a good amount of money off of it, but they're top level athletes too.
Yeah. Here we got a comment from a man, KL. He says, George sponsoring the women, you definitely got to create a commercial or documentary. I wish I had the money to do it. I broke, I'm broke. It's still just I get disabilities because I have a pacemaker. I've been having it for 10 years, but still keep me going. And, I wish I could do more. But this channel I have, even though it's a small channel, it's not a lot of us. I know the guy who's there, his name is David Bryant. He was there. He's a really cool guy. He does content on it. A female bodybuilding channel. There's a DD on the Spot. There's so many others. There's also my man. His name is Jeremy Remo. He does also content. I'll see him. You can check him out too. We want to give y'all ladies a chance to share your story. Everybody's gonna pay attention to banana hammocks, board shorts, and the high heels. Wellness and bikini, TNA divisions. But you women in these other divisions, women's body physique, also I would say fitness and also figure. Y'all ladies, y'all put just as much work into it just as them. And I think people are still kind of like, the idea of women with muscle kind of thins the everyday person. But we respect your passion, your determination, your discipline, because it takes that to compete as a bodybuilder.
It's tough, and then they want you to get bigger and bigger or leaner. And for bikini, I mean, I know they train just as hard, but we just train in more volume and the amount of weight that we lift.
Yeah, that's true. We have here it says Shayla.
That's the one. Love her. Hey.
Says, hey, Nicolette, love you, mama. Oh, thank you. What's her name? Shelia?
It's Shalane.
Shalane. Thank you. Sometimes I see things how I spell. I'm from the South. So thank you for coming through. Shout out to you. She's a competitor too, or she's just a friend?
She is. She's one of Natalia's clients.
Truthfully, true story. Natalia has been in my live streams a couple of times. And she's also, even though, like I said, I'm not a big fan. I'm not gonna hold words like this. I'm going like this. I'm like I said, I like my other guy says, I need to tell you the pretty lie or the ugly truth. But and I respect what she does. But like I said, I appreciate you being here as a client. Shout out to your coach. She has a great physique. Don't like her jumping into shows where she's already qualified. You're full Miss Physique. Never mind. I can't get into details of that. But also we have here. This is from a man. KL1 says, Nicolette, if you have a jersey with a number one, would wear it. So yeah, shout out to you. So folks, we don't keep her too much longer. We do appreciate time she gives us because you know what, I enjoy talking to you. I would love to talk to someone like Andrea someday. I would love to, but when I get to talk to someone like yourself, man, and what you do, and being a mom, being a nurse, being a coach, being an athlete, and the day-to-days you do in this sport, the work you put into it, the time you put into it. This is why I reach out to people like yourself who have your boot, like I said, you have your boots on the ground, 10 toes down, and doing what you're doing. And this is why I think recognition should be given to anybody who gets in the sport. It's a tough sport. Like the sacrifice, the time you put into it. I know I've talked to ladies say that they lost friendships because you're changing. You're not the person they used to know. You're going to another direction. And some people are not willing to follow that same direction. Now, I know your son, he's doing pretty good. He loses weight, getting a little healthier, This is a comment from my man KL. He says this, he says, he says, how long you competing for? No, that's something else. He says, when your son's going to compete, has he thought about doing it himself, or he feel like he just want to live his life as a young man?
I think that he wants to, but right now he's going to school for nursing as well. And he wants to, because he was so sick growing up. So I think that his focus is on that and just trying to get in better shape. But when your mom is coaching you, you don't really listen as well.
That's like, you're his mom, he just like say, mama, mama.
He really is a good kid, and he meal preps all of his food. And sometimes, like, he'll make my chicken or my rice or something like that if I'm in a pinch and I need food made. So the kid has gotten crafty with a crock pot.
Well, like I say, we as young men, we learn stuff from our mothers. Like I learned how my mother was a great cook. I learned stuff from that. I'm not as good as her. My mom could make just make a meal like anything, but I do pretty good. That's a good thing. That's it's good that he learns from this because it's education for both of y'all how to make better choices in your life. At one point, after my mom was sick for a long time, taking care of her, I was taking care of myself. I was almost 500 pounds. I am below 400 pounds right now. I'm like at 398, which is, it's a lot of work. I mean, I have two bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and sometimes it's a lot to do what you do and to make those changes, to cut back on things. Even though I still eat a cookie or cake every now and then. I'm not going to give it fully, but it's good to make better choices for yourself. And it's good that you affected him that way too, that he's making better life choices for himself too.
He is. And he used to eat garbage, but he had to make the choice to want to eat better. I couldn't make that choice for him. Couldn't force him to do it, because if you try to force him to do it, then he's not going to do it. So then he started getting creative in the kitchen and making his food and learning what he likes and what he doesn't like and what he would like on his meal plan, stuff like that. And then he was able to follow it. So we really don't have junk food in our house. We eat pretty clean, even if it's an off season. So, and I have, obviously I have my plans from my coach, but I'm fed pretty well. I won't lie.
Well, that's good that y'all both have good relationship with food, and he healthy, especially as a young man. So many temptations out there. Does he have a girlfriend yet?
He's had two of them, but I think that this kid is just so hyper focused on school and training that he just doesn't care. And God, if he is not my child, because I focus on work, training, but dating in 2024 is a nightmare anyways.
Yeah, I didn't date that like that. I had relations, but not relationships per se. I had good times with some nice ladies, but other than that, my woman was my mom, and we enjoyed our company. I miss her. She's gone for like 4 years, but it's good to have good friendships and companionships and have a relationship with your family, both you and his father. That's important, especially for a young man. He most definitely does that. So, folks, like I said, we do appreciate Nicolette's time here. We are hoping for the best for next year. Also, if you want to go to her channel and support her fundraiser that does, those babies do need that help. Those families do need that help. Holidays are coming up. Somebody you can be a Santa Claus, or you can be Ebenezer Scrooge. You're very feeling, but I think we need more Santa in this world. So, my last question for you, ma'am: what would you want as a whole out of bodybuilding for yourself?
I think after you become a pro, your whole goal is to punch a no ticket, right? Like that's always going to be the goal for any IFBB pro. You're not just an IFBB pro to go from show to show and compete. You're going show to show to try to, earn your way to the big show. So I think that's the goal all around is just to make it there. I mean, that's for anyone. And if you met a pro that's like, oh, I'm just here to just do my thing, girl, no. That is not why you're here, to just do your thing. You became a pro and you worked your ass off to get there. So when you become the pro, you want to punch a no ticket.
Yeah. Say the best way of the great legendary 8-time Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman says, like, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but no one wants to lift this heavy ass weight.
Yep, it's true.
That's it. That's true. So, folks, I appreciate the lovely Mrs. Burton for being on here. We thank you again. We wish you best of luck coming year. We hope everything goes well with charity. I hope your son does well in his schooling. We need nurses, like even men, because I think people say they need more men nurses, because sometimes there's a lot of heavy patients got to carry and stuff like that. And men, we have men's purpose in life is like Conan would say like this. You used to do to crush your enemies, see duty for you, and complete the elimination of the women. But truthfully, we are here to serve whenever you need us. So, folks, I appreciate everybody who's here. Shout out to Shalane came through. Thank you. Support. Even if you ever want to, Shalane, I would like to have you also as a guest. I love to talk to anybody who is in this sport and share their story, because people need to understand.
Oh, Shalane, quite the story. I will tell you that.
Well, like I said, you got my IG. Shoot it to her. If she ever wants to come on, we're happy to have on guests. I'd love to get somebody's viewpoint on the sport of bodybuilding and get it, and get a show, because people need to learn and know what it takes to get it. It's not like everybody has to have a certain attitude and mindset in the sport and understand what's involved in it. You're not gonna come in here and make a lot of money, but you can make a lot of good life choices for yourself. And I will say best wishes for her, and also best wishes for you. People that were here, so my man KL the Wanderer came through. Appreciate you. My man Money J 2024. Shout outs to also Balls Deep, and also Lawrence Perkins and everybody else who was here. My brother Execution 23. We appreciate who you come here and support. If you want to follow Nicolette, her links are in the description of this live. And guys, you know my rules, so it's respectful. So you want to shout anybody out before we let you go?
Say that again.
You want to shout anybody out before we let you go?
Nope. I think my coach is probably my biggest shout out, and my kid. Honestly, Clay has been my number one in my corner all through the competing, and it took him and his wife a hell of a lot to get me on the stage 2 times this year. And man, my kid had to put up with me through prep. So
yeah, it's like, mommy, I don't want to get you angry. You're like, oh.
My favorite line was "jeez," like every day.
And like this, if my mom, we roll our eyes at our mom when she was angry. Beam down if you got to. But like
I think the flip flop came off a couple of times, and I was like, boy, do the damn dishes. All right.
Yeah, I say, like Kevin Hart said, all right. You're gonna learn today. We have one before we leave. That's my man Panther 7 says, hello, brother George, beautiful Nicolette, and chat. Sad I missed this discussion, but we'll definitely check the replay. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And yeah. But like I said, beat him down and you got to. He ain't grown yet. He's still wet behind the ears and breath like Similac. So
still baby to me.
Well, like I said, he's a much baby. I'm in about a week or so. I'm gonna be 50 years old, half a century. You wake up one morning and say, what happened? I was a baby, became a teenager.
Like I was 26 and now it's just lordy lord, I'm way over 40.
Yeah, and it's about to be Christmas. Can you believe it?
Oh.
I was at Walmart and they already got the Christmas stuff out. It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
They skip the turkey. Listen, every year it goes from Halloween to Christmas every year.
Yeah. Halloween doesn't have, like I said, doesn't have a lot of, like, there's no Halloween carols, anything like that, or there's no Thanksgiving Day carols. There's only like I said, only cartoon special they have is, it used to be, was Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special, but you got to watch Apple TV. Fuck them, I hate that. I can catch it on YouTube. But folks, we'd like to thank Nicolette for the time she gave us. We wish her best of luck. If you want to follow her, check her out. Just show respect, guys. You know my rules. This is somebody's mom. This is a respectful lady. She is a nurse. She's helping these babies out there, and that's the part that really touches me the most. And also, my other guy got to tell you something, Nicolette, before you go. It says, Nicolette, you are beautiful. I'm sorry. I got to see it. I'm seeing a therapist about him. He's just, yeah, he completes me. So anyway, thank you, Nicolette, for your time. Wish you best of luck, and I hope we see you next year. I say my quote: "You never have to." This is why I do this. So yeah. Anyway, folks, we'd like to thank Nicolette for the time. Thank out, shout out to everyone who came here. Follow these ladies, support their passion. Be respectful. She got a kid. I don't want to hear no some 20-year-old beat some guy in the middle of the street over his mama. I don't want to hear that. No trouble. We don't want no problems. Wish her best of luck, and also thank you for the bottom of my heart to you, from me as somebody who has raised children and my love for babies. Thank you for what you're doing. I really do appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, folks, it's your mail away George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Have a good afternoon, good luck, good evening, and good night.